Back again with another YouTube video. It's your boy Uriah G. Today we're going to react to 10 wrestling secrets accidentally revealed on WWE TV. Let's get right into the video. Alright, we have an advertisement to start off, so let's just... Wait, is it unskippable? Yeah, it's unskippable.
WWE wrestlers who exposed a big secret on camera. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 10. Kevin Owens. Whenever a wrestler is set to bleed in a match, there are numerous ways this can be achieved. A wrestler could use a blood capsule, but this is often messy and sometimes looks quite fake. This can be done well, that's if the camera doesn't pick up on it, and best results are usually when the wrestler uses the capsule in their mouth. Take for instance when
Sometimes it be real, but yeah.
Rey Mysterio sold the Great Khali's vice grip by using a blood capsule. It looked incredibly effective. In fact, this image...
That looks realistic. I didn't even know that's what actually happened. I know that spot of, the vice grip of, this is, the Great Khali. I don't know if this is the time when he was the World Heavyweight Champion. The early, like 06 or something, 07. But, yeah. I did not know that all of that happened.
Really scarred a lot of children when they were young. A wrestler can be opened up the hard way, which means that the wrestler will legitimately be cut open during the match. This is sometimes done via a stiff strike or even a ring post. However, the more common way is via a razor blade, as a wrestler will then slice their forehead with a small incision, and the small cut will mix with the sweat on the head to create the famous crimson mask. Now, the razor blade is usually hidden in the wrestler's wrist tape, or sometimes the referee for the matchup keeps it until it's time for the wrestler to blade. In those circumstances, when the wrestler is then ready to gig, the referee will then discreetly hand it over to them. But at the 2025 Elimination Chamber event, Kevin Owens was set to bleed during his match versus...
If y'all don't remember that Cena versus Orton match, what pay-per-view was that? No, it wasn't that. It was Sheamus versus Orton. Or was it Sheamus versus Cena? It was one of them. But there was a blood capsule literally laying right in the ring. You can see it.
Sami Zayn. During the action, Owens would legitimately drop the razor blade in the ring. This was actually visible on screen, and this meant that WWE were forced to abandon the blading elements that were scripted in the match. Now, thankfully, the lack of blood didn't take away from the match, as the match received universal praise from fans and critics alike. Number 9. Michael Cole. Michael Cole has a key job in WWE, as his role is to guide the audience through the match, as well as direct information from the backstage area to fans at home. Now, sometimes Cole's commentary has been called out for being overly scripted. This was especially the case when Vince McMahon used to bark orders at him through his headset. Infamously, at WrestleMania 32, Cole could be seen reading from the script during The Undertaker vs. Shane McMahon, and this completely took fans watching at home out of the moment. The moment would have been...
I don't think I ever noticed that though. Like I had this. I think I still have this movie on DVD. I mean, not movie. I still have this WrestleMania on DVD. But when I seen this match, I've never noticed that Michael Cole was reading off a script.
10 times better had Cole just shouted out what he had just seen, such as JR's infamous commentary at 1998's King of the Ring. Obviously, the blame doesn't fall on Cole, as it would have been McMahon that insisted that Cole stick to the script word for word, and he would have been seriously reprimanded if he dared deviate away. But now things are a lot different in WWE. Without the presence of Vince McMahon in Cole's headset, commentary is less scripted. However, that doesn't mean that the commentary team have to stick to some sort of script. As fast forward to 2025 and Cole's conversation with Triple H was leaked thanks to WWE not muting the commentary audio during a commercial, as the commercials would air differently from the UK to the US. Now, this took place at Saturday night's main event, and whilst it exposed the business somewhat, it was reassuring to hear how relaxed and eased Cole sounded during his talk with the boss. Number 8. Randy Orton. Now, in 2014, a clip of Randy Orton went viral, and for good reason. Following an episode of Raw in 2014, a video surfaced of Orton asking a production member if Raw was off the air. Once the production team member informed Orton that WWE were indeed off the air, Orton stopped selling immediately.
Wow. So he waited to break character. I mean, that's kind of smart, you know. At least, I mean, even though they exposed the secret, you know, at least he asked. Okay, I think that was what Roman and Cena in the ring talking. They I guess they were having a match or promo or something, and he was like selling it outside of the ring, like he was going part of the script. And then he asked, "Hey, are we still rolling?" So yeah.
And acted like nothing had just happened. Now, the footage was captured by numerous fans in attendance, and it definitely broke the illusion of a beaten down pro wrestler for a lot of younger fans in attendance. Now, if this was a newer member of the WWE roster, then they likely would have been punished for this, but due to Orton's tenured status, it was probably laughed off backstage. Number 7. Paul Heyman. Now, even when WWE presented unscripted shows such as Talking Smack, Vince McMahon was still heavily directing what the talent said and did, and this was confirmed thanks to Paul Heyman in 2020. In 2020, Heyman appeared on Talking Smack, and he accidentally revealed a memo from McMahon on camera which stated, "Identify all consequences if Roman loses, per Vince." McMahon would have been
Wow, they accidentally got that on there. Wow.
absolutely livid that this was caught on camera, especially as WWE were insisting that these types of shows weren't scripted in any capacity. Number 6. Austin Theory. Up until 2022, there was a ton of debate around what was inside the Money in the Bank briefcase. Was there a legitimate contract inside? Did wrestlers store personal items? Well, no, it turned out that the briefcase was completely empty. Now, this was seen on Raw in
I
2020.
mean, if you're gonna be honest, if you think about it, you would just think it's just a contract inside of the briefcase.
As Austin Theory's Money in the Bank briefcase would fly right open, and the lack of contents
Wow. I think I remember this. I don't know.
would be exposed to the entire world, as there wasn't even a contract inside the briefcase itself. Now, this wasn't exactly Theory's fault, but it was within WWE law that the Money in the Bank briefcase was locked and only accessible when the time came in for a cash-in. It was also acceptable within the law that a physical contract paper would be placed inside. However, that was all exposed. Number 5. MVP. Now, the Inferno match is one of the most visually pleasing matches
Oh, this is the Kane versus MVP Inferno match on SmackDown.
WWE have ever delivered. And it's kind of obvious how WWE keeps the wrestler safe by limiting any contact with the fire. During an appearance at WrestleFest, MVP would claim that he would wear a flannel suit to protect him during his 2006 Inferno match versus Kane. Working with Kane in the Inferno match was terrifying. They set me on fire, man. I was literally on fire. The cool thing about it was that underneath I had like a flannel suit that was dumped in this like freezing cold gel, and then on top of that I had a dry one, and then the seamstress had to sew the top and bottom together, and then I had the real outfit on top. That gel was so cold that my balls were like up in my stomach, but when it came time to do the
Wow, okay, MVP.
match and he set me on fire, that helped out a lot. Now, some may say that MVP was exposing the business here, but a wrestler detailing how a stunt was performed almost 2 decades prior isn't gonna shake the
Dang, that spot is like being set on fire. It's like looking at it on WWE 2K, not 2K, NBA, not. Bro, why do I keep saying that? WWE 13. Do you guys remember on the PS3? I think WWE 13 was on the Xbox 360 also, but the Inferno match when they had it on 13, when you win or whatever, they get set on fire, and then yeah.
things up too much in the grand scheme of things. Number 4, Randy Orton Black Goo. Similarly to blood capsules, mist capsules are placed in the mouth at the last second. These are usually hidden on the wrestler's body, or sometimes a referee will keep a hold of it. Randy Orton, despite being a legend, wasn't the best at disguising it when he had to use a capsule for the black liquid during his feud with The Fiend, as he would often be seen putting the capsule in his mouth just seconds before the spot was done. This also goes for Alexa Bliss as well.
I mean, I don't think I ever realized it, but it did look, you know.
It's during a match.
If you think about it, it is an act, so it's like, why would he just be spitting up some black stuff? Come on now. It's literally dye.
At Extreme Rules, Charlotte Flair would destroy Alexa Bliss's beloved Lily doll, and this caused Alexa to go into a full-on meltdown. She would then head up to the stage area, clutching the doll in her hand, but then went into a hypnotic state of rage, foaming from the mouth. Now, those who watched carefully could see Alexa Bliss putting an Alka-Seltzer tablet in her mouth. This would literally lead to the visual effect of her foaming at the mouth. Yeah, kinda looked goofy, didn't it? Number 3, Mick Foley. Now, the Buried Alive match has always been a match type that has fascinated fans. Due to the real risk within the match, WWE is to make sure the match is executed to perfection. For the match to go down safely, they will usually involve multiple wrestlers in the match, and for the actual
We need to bring this match back.
grave, they will traditionally incorporate a trap door. According to WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley during an interview,
Alright, advertisement.
the ropes, when the initial Buried Alive match went down, there was a little safety precautions in place, and he was legitimately gasping for air. He pulled me out of that grave, and I'm not acting when I come out of there gasping for breath after 17 minutes of hard work and being buried alive. Now we have to figure out how to fill a 6 foot by 8 foot by 4 foot hole with earth in 5 minutes of TV time. There's a reason why every subsequent Buried Alive match has had a backhoe to simply push the earth in there. Foley would also reveal that the initial Buried Alive match utilized the aforementioned second shelf. It's me and the Executioner, and then John Bradshaw Layfield comes to help, and Triple H as well. Slowly but surely we're covering that earth, and at a certain point they did a magician's switcheroo where the live body went into the underground layer, and then they brought out a
Yeah, so pretty much I think I've heard about this secret before. The Buried Alive matches, they do get thrown inside the dirt, but as you see the camera angle changes, I don't know if they're gonna bring that up, but I'm pretty sure they're taken out from a different angle so people don't see that. And yeah.
secondary shelf that was filled with earth. Now in 2003, WWE would also accidentally show another added secret to the match. During the match between Vince McMahon and The Undertaker, fans could see the dead man using the shovel in the grave, likely using it to access a trapdoor underneath. The next time the camera panned to the grave, The Undertaker was selling, but the shovel had mysteriously disappeared. It was likely that WWE weren't expecting The Undertaker to be standing upright when the digging was being done. This must have led to a
Yeah, I see someone over there doing something, yeah. Okay.
commotion backstage. Number 2, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. And in a traditional Royal Rumble match, there's usually a lot of downtime where wrestlers are just selling in the corner. At the 2023 Royal Rumble, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre exposed this by having a casual chat whilst they were supposed to be selling. The camera picked this up in clear view, and this moment led to a ton of discourse online. Rumble matches are filled with wrestlers just having a chat or zoning out. Another instance was at the 2008 Rumble when CM Punk was marking out over Roddy Piper and Jimmy Snuka. He then proceeded to have a chat with John Morrison before Morrison remembered that the two were in a blood feud just a few months prior. And number 1, Tucker. One of the main talking points coming out of the 2020 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was the fact that Tucker had exposed to the world that WWE promos are scripted. The pay-per-view featured The Miz capturing the Money in the Bank briefcase by defeating Otis. The match featured a notable heel turn from Tucker, who turned on his best friend, ending the Heavy Machinery tag team. Following this, Miz and
the booking sometimes just doesn't make sense, but it kind of made sense, because I don't think, Otis winning, it was kind of not really a smart decision, but at least they had a different storyline to, have him drop the briefcase. Which if it would have never happened, at all if he would have never won it.
John Morrison would take part in a backstage interview when suddenly they would be interrupted by Tucker. Tucker noticeably had his promo script in hand, and when he realized this, he hilariously threw it to the side. Tucker was clearly hoping that nobody would notice, but this was WWE in the year 2020, so fans could just rewind the clip. The clip went viral and Tucker was drastically moved down the card as all the blame fell on him.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I probably watched a video reacting to something in this topic, but I did not know about that, I don't think.
For exposing one of the most fundamental elements of how WWE operated at the time. But there you have it, folks.
Alright, that was 10 wrestling secrets accidentally revealed on WWE TV. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. And yeah, Uriah out.